What's up, guys? It's Sloane, and for the first time ever, I'm here by myself. No guests, just me. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so starting off, I want to talk about City Edition jerseys. So I ranked my favorites, and I ranked my least favorites, and then out of curiosity, I went over to Bleacher Report, and I looked at their rankings of their favorite jerseys and their least favorite jerseys. And our rankings were literally the opposite, which I thought was really funny because clearly whoever's doing the rankings there is probably an adult and I'm 17. So I feel like we have like different opinions. So I think it's interesting to talk about. Okay. So my first favorite jersey is the Raptors jersey. Just starting off with the dinosaur, like this just gives like Vince Carter Raptors. I love it. It's so cool. I hate to use this word, but it just has so much aura. I can imagine in like 20 years, like kids walking around wearing that jersey. Like that's just an all-time classic. I really like that. Okay, next up, this is probably an unpopular choice, but I'm going to go with the Timberwolves jersey. This one I saw was getting a lot of hate online, but I really like the ombre effect. I like that it goes loud and then really quiet, and I just can like see Ant hitting a game winner in that jersey and it just looking really clean. So I'm a big fan of that one. I'm curious what you guys think. Okay, this is also crazy, but I want to talk about the Lakers jersey. So that jersey has been getting so much hate online. People are like, oh, okay, like who calls the Lakers the Lake Show? No one does. I do agree with that. I do. But I love an ombre. I just love the ombre. I don't know. Like I am not a type of person who walks around and wears basketball jerseys. I just don't. But I would wear that. The ombre is so cool. Sure, maybe they just should have put Lakers on it. But I really like how it looks. Maybe that's a me thing, but I like it. Okay. Next up, I want to talk about the Mavs jersey. It's clean. It's simple, but I really like it. I like that it's subtle. I like that there's not too many colors. I like that clean look. I'm a big fan of that. I'm also a big fan of the Cavs jersey. I like calling the Cavs the land. I think that makes the Cavs cooler than they are because they're not that cool, but I think that makes them a little cooler. And I like the side that says the Cavs on it, the light blue, the whole thing. I just love it. Okay, now I'm going to move on to some of my least favorites. So this is sort of like an honorable least favorite mention, and that's going to be the Grizzlies jersey. Here's why. It just looks like it's a Clippers jersey, and that's my problem. It's not that I don't like it. If the Clippers were wearing it, I would like it. But like, no, just the Grizzlies have nothing to do with red. I just don't like it. It really distracts me. It bothers me. Like, if I see Ja in that jersey with no context, I'm like, why is Ja in a Clippers jersey? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. It just looks so Clippery. So I think that they should have fixed that, but whatever. I wanted to see something like the Raptors jersey for the Grizzlies. Like, give me a real big grizzly bear on the Grizzlies jersey. That's what I want to see. Okay, next up is the Celtics jersey. It looks very like Robloxy or like Minecrafty. It's just so like green and like boxy. Like there's nothing special about it. It's very dull. This one I've been seeing, it seems like it's been very popular, which is the Suns jersey. So I've been seeing on all these rankings that the Suns jersey is like the number one jersey. I like the whole the Valley thing, but okay, this is going to be a very niche reference. But have you ever gone to like a roller skating rink for like a 10th birthday party or something like that, and it literally looks like the roller skating rink is from like the 70s or the 80s, way before my time? That's what the Suns jersey looks like. It just looks very dated. I get that that's sort of the vibe of Arizona, but I just don't like it. It looks old school in not a good way. And then the Nuggets jersey. I feel like they're just doing too much with the 5280. Like, not enough people know that that's how many miles above sea level I think it is. People don't know that. It's just confusing. Like, nothing about that jersey says Nuggets. Same with the Memphis jersey. Like, I just don't see how this has anything to do with the Nuggets. And then I want to talk about the Warriors jersey. Nothing is particularly wrong with the Warriors jersey, but as a Warriors fan, I'm always expecting more, and I feel like it's not being given to me. Like, we don't have that many years left with Steph. I hate to say it, but we don't. And I need to see him in some cooler jerseys. So, you know, Dubs jersey designers, if you're sitting here watching this, I'm telling you, I want to see more from you. It's not bad. I'm just underwhelmed. All right, so that was my favorite jerseys and least favorite jerseys. I'm curious what you guys have to say. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate on this. I feel like my opinions were definitely not popular, but I'm excited. All right, moving on, we were just talking about the Warriors, and I want to continue. So, this is a potential Warriors starting five. Steph Curry, D'Anthony Melton, Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green. Steph Curry is 6'2". Draymond Green is 6'6". Jonathan Kuminga is 6'7". Andrew Wiggins is 6'7". And D'Anthony Melton is 6'7". On average, a point guard is 6'3". Sorry, I'll say that again. I read the wrong one. Sorry. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about the Warriors and the height problem in the Bay. So Steph Curry is 6'2", Draymond Green is 6'6", Jonathan Kuminga is 6'7", Andrew Wiggins is 6'7", and D'Anthony Melton is 6'3". This is a projected starting lineup for the Warriors, and I do think, though, Podes should get that start. I do think that this is what the Warriors will be going with. On average, a point guard in the NBA is 6'2 and a half. A shooting guard is 6'4 and a half. A small forward is 6'6. A power forward is 6'8. And a center is 6'10. So the Warriors are basically shorter in almost every category underneath the average. I don't like how that sounds. That really worries me. I think the Warriors have always had a height problem, to be honest, and James Wiseman was supposed to be the solution, and we all know how that worked out. But it makes me uncomfortable to be like, okay, our center is 6'6". Like, I'm not sure that that's going to work for the whole season. Mind you, the Warriors are the only undefeated team except for the Knicks in the preseason. So it is working right now. But when we're in the height of this season, I'm not sure that's going to work out. We do have some nice off-season acquisitions like Lindy Waters III or Quentin Post. They are some 7-footers close to 7 feet, but I'm not sure how many minutes they're going to be getting. So I am worried, and I'd like to see a new acquisition to the Warriors that can get minutes and is also taller than 6'6", 6'7". All right, moving on, I want to talk a little bit about some award predictions. So I want to start off with the MVP. And though I do have a prediction, this is more of a hope. I just hope the MVP is not Jokic again. It's just boring. It's boring when Jokic is the MVP every year. I understand he deserves it. I get it. But it's boring. I like when the NBA is more exciting and it switches up. I want to see a new MVP this year, someone who's never won the award. And so that is why my MVP pick for the season is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shai is entering his 7th season, which is exciting. I think that sort of solidifies him as not really a young guy anymore. He's not, yet at vet status, but he's definitely not a young guy. And there's been some pretty strong acquisitions to his team this year with Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein. I think you can define those guys as vets in the league, or at least in veteran roles. And I think that they will definitely help the Thunder. And then also Jalen Williams, Santa Clara Jalen Williams. I think him not being a rookie this year, him knowing what's coming is going to help Shai out a lot. And so, yeah, I think SGA is going to be the MVP, and I'm excited to see if I'm right. I usually am, so we'll see. Anyways, moving on, I want to talk about Defensive Player of the Year. I think Defensive Player of the Year should be Victor Wembanyama. I thought Defensive Player of the Year should have been Victor Wembanyama last year. I think that he was rigged. I think that Rudy Gobert has won that award too many times. I think especially with Chris Paul on Spurs this year, it's going to be really fun to watch the Spurs. And I mean, Wemby is a 7'4", 7'5", giant who can shoot like a point guard, and I mean, you just can't get past him on defense, and I'm really excited to see how his game has evolved. Okay, Rookie of the Year. This is not clear. I feel like with the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, it's pretty, maybe MVP is a little less clear, but Defensive Player of the Year is pretty obvious. MVP, of course, Jokic, Shai, Jason Tatum, but that's pretty much the only Luka, that's pretty much the only conversation. Rookie of the Year is not clear. This is a very weird draft class. But if I had to make a prediction, I would say Reed Shepherd. And my reasoning for Reed Shepherd wouldn't necessarily be talent. I would say it's more about consistency. I think he's more consistent than the other rookies in this class, and I also think he'll get more minutes. He'll get more reps. I mean, look at Alex Sarr. Other than Bronny, I think he had the worst plus-minus in the preseason. Summer League was rough for Alex Sarr. Yes, he's a second pick. Yes, things could happen. I don't want to say this is a James Wiseman situation, but I just don't see him really having a standout season. No. Do I think Reed Sheppard's going to be an all-star? No. But I think he will be more consistent than everyone else in the draft class. If I had it my way, Jared McCain would be the rookie of the year. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to go my way. By the way, rest up, Jared. I saw he just had a big tumble in preseason. So hopefully everything works out and he's ready for game 1. And then my 6th man of the year is Donte DiVincenzo. If you had asked me this question probably 5 days ago, I don't think I would give this answer. But now that Donte is the Timberwolf, he is mad. He is mad. And it's fun to see Donte mad. When Donte was on the Warriors, he was not the Donte he is now. He has had some amazing player development, which also moves me to this. I think Donte DiVincenzo should also be the most improved player. I believe that the Donte that was on the Bucks and the Donte that's going to be on the Timberwolves this year is a completely different, evolved player. And I think not only has his skill evolved, but his personality's evolved. And he's mad. I don't know. I don't want to see, not saying that this is going to happen, but if in the crazy world it was the Timberwolves-Knicks final, I don't want to see that. That would be crazy. So those are my award predictions for this NBA season. Okay, so now I want to move on to a question that was asked by Austin Rivers on Twitter. And the question is, would you trade Chet Holmgren right now for the draft rights to Cooper Flagg? And I thought long and hard about this one. I don't know if this is a definite answer, but right now, today, I would keep Chet Holmgren. I think in the modern NBA, we put too much hype on players that have never played a game in the league. We don't know how Cooper is going to be in the NBA. We can guess, I would guess that he's going to be incredible, but we don't know. And we've seen enough of Chet to know. I keep saying no. It's funny because the name of this podcast. But anyways, we've seen Chet. He's too good of a rim protector. He's too good of a shooter for a big man. He's a consistent defender. And I think that those are things that the Thunder, which could arguably be a real title contender this year, shouldn't give up for someone that is, basically hasn't played a real college game yet. If you ask me this question in March, I hope my answer changes because I really want to see Cooper Flagg be good. I really want to see Cooper Flagg be special. I'm a big fan of him. I love watching his high school mixtapes. They're so much fun to watch. And so I really do hope that in March my answer changes. But right now, having really seen little of Cooper Flagg, I mean, sure, yes, we saw him with the USA select team, but having seen little of him in actual, crunch time games on a high level, I would keep Chet Holmgren. I'm curious what you guys think. Okay, lastly, I have a final concluding note that's really random, but it's just been on my mind, and I'm just trying this whole format out, so I might as well just talk. Why is Naz Reid 87th on the NBA Players 100 to 1 ranking? I just think, I'm not like the grandma who gets Naz Reid tattooed. I'm not going to do that. But I just think that's disrespectful. The Timberwolves are going to be good this year. They're going to be really good. Ant is going to have a really good year. I mean, putting him in the MVP conversation, I don't even think that that's bold anymore. Naz Reid is going to be the 3rd best player on the Timberwolves. I don't think Rudy Gobert is going to be the defensive player of the year anymore. I don't think we're going to get that defensive consistency as much from Rudy. I do think Naz Reid plays a big part on the Timberwolves. Thank you guys so much for listening to this special episode of Sloane Knows. Let me know if you want to see more content just like this. Bye.